Urgent! Now is the decisive moment, my friend. The atmosphere within the Chargers has completely changed, and what's circulating behind the scenes is serious. Information that hasn't leaked to the media, that hasn't been published anywhere, but that I managed to uncover exclusively. And you know how it works here on the channel? Absolutely nothing happens within the Los Angeles Chargers without you knowing first. What I'm going to tell you today is so important, so delicate, so impactful for the future of the franchise, that I need you to do one thing now, before any revelation. If you truly love the Bolts, leave a like immediately, because what's about to be said could completely change the way you see the team. And of course, I hope you're already subscribed to the channel, because the next few minutes will give you inside information that hasn't yet been revealed to anyone, something that's circulating in the franchise's corridors, in closed rooms, in conversations that happen away from cameras and microphones. You're probably getting used to the idea by now. The Chargers should target an elite defensive tackle in the 2026 draft. The weakness in the middle of the defense and the interior offensive line has become so evident week after week that these two positions have become the most likely for the team to target in the first round. It doesn't matter if the team wins or loses. The problem always appears. And, according to Matt Miller, ESPN, the Chargers could use their first-round pick to select Amari Washington DT from Oregon, a physically impressive player who has already worked alongside Jamari Caldwell, chosen by the Chargers in the third round of the 2025 draft. Miller was direct. Washington moves very well at 330.7 pounds and would form a wall alongside Jamari Caldwell. The two could contain the running game and pressure the quarterback in Jesse Minter's system. Reinforcing the defensive line with a top 20 player would be a classic Harbaugh move. Washington isn't just great. He was listed by Bruce Feldman as the fourth most impressive player on the Phenomena list, a ranking of the 50 most exceptional athletes in college football. 352 kilograms in the squat, 215 kilograms in the bench press. That's not strength, it's pure brutality. And the evolution has been absurd. Last year, 10 tackles minus 1.5. TFL, 2 passes defended. This year, minus 23 tackles. 3 TFL, 1 sack, 5 passes defended. The numbers aren't those of an explosive pass rusher. They are those of a true nose tackle, whose function is to devour double blocks and prevent the offense from advancing through the middle. And why is this so important? Because this problem, the fragility in the center of the trenches, is directly connected to the second issue, the critical situation of the offensive line. The Chargers suffered a veritable avalanche of injuries on their offensive line this season, something that profoundly affected the offense's performance and, consequently, the entire game strategy. The situation became so serious that so far, only 2 OL players have managed to participate in all the snaps played by the team, and one of these survivors amidst the chaos is none other than Zion Johnson. To date, Johnson has been by far the most consistent player on the entire offensive line. His dedication is visible in every snap, his commitment is constant, and his consistency impresses even the most critical. It's no exaggeration to say that, even with all the difficulties, he has carried the unit on his shoulders. Coach Jim Harbaugh's confidence in Zion is so great that he constantly uses the term "Ted there every day" to describe him. For Harbaugh, Johnson represents exactly what a coach wants: a present, resilient, reliable athlete who never hides when the team needs him most. And here's the part Chargers fans really need to hear. The team hasn't activated the 5th-year option on Johnson's contract. This means he's officially in the final year of his contract with Los Angeles. However, this doesn't indicate that the team intends to let him go. In fact, what's happening behind the scenes points to the opposite. There's a plan, and that plan bears the signature of Joe Hortiz, the Chargers general manager, an executive who grew up professionally within the Baltimore Ravens culture. And when we analyze the Ravens' history, we quickly understand what's being built. The Baltimore franchise rarely drafts ready-made centers. Instead, they select guards or versatile offensive linemen to, over seasons and training camps, mold them and transform them into top-tier centers. Hortiz has seen this repeated for years. Ryan Jensen, Matt Skura, and Bradley Bozeman went through exactly that process. They played as guards, were tested as centers in the preseason, and subsequently assumed the position permanently. And guess what? The same script began to be applied to Zion Johnson. During this preseason, Johnson was tested as a center, something many considered a simple experiment. But today, observing the complete context, it's impossible to ignore the pattern. Zion is being prepared to assume the starting center position in 2026. He possesses all the desired desired characteristics: a physical profile similar to the Ravens' centers, superior athleticism, Harbaugh's complete confidence, and above all, the versatility necessary to execute what the team's system demands. And why does all this connect to the Chargers' recent performance? Because, with the offensive line destroyed by injuries and Zion being practically the only solid pillar of the sector, the offense simply crumbled. Without protection, the offensive scheme lost rhythm, Herbert was exposed, and the entire structure collapsed. Johnson is not just a good player. He has become the heart of the offensive line and an essential piece for the franchise's future rebuilding. The loss to Jacksonville made it clear. The defense is a mess. Herbert can't play at 100%. The offense can't find a rhythm. The defense spends too much time on the field, and the team is at its physical limit. But even so, there is hope. The bye week is coming. A crucial moment to catch your breath, adjust details, and try, somehow, to reorganize everything that still seems out of place. And right after the break comes a matchup that could completely change the course of the season. A home game against the Raiders, an opponent the Chargers already defeated 34-20 in Week 3 in one of their most solid performances of the year. If Los Angeles does its job and confirms its status as favorite, the team could head towards an improbable 8-4 record after Week 13. And that, honestly, would be almost miraculous considering the scenario of injuries, inconsistencies, and close games that marked the beginning of the campaign. But the story doesn't end there. As soon as this small window of relief closes, the truly terrifying part of the schedule will begin. From there, no mistakes can be allowed. The next opponents, a brutal sequence: Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Texans, Broncos. 4 of these offenses have the potential to destroy defenses through the air, spread receivers across the field, and test every inch of the secondary. And unfortunately, the Chargers are vulnerable precisely in this area. It's a direct confrontation between a long-standing problem for the team and some of the most creative and aggressive offensive coordinators in the NFL. But there is a small but real opening. The Raiders are in free fall, with a 2-8 record and a crumbling locker room. The Browns, with one of the best defenses in the league, will likely destroy them in Week 12. And the Chiefs, currently a direct threat in the wild card race, will face a very tough sequence, with the Colts and Cowboys having a short rest. This could open up space for LA to gain ground at the exact moment the season enters survival mode. The Chargers still have a real playoff window. Small, tight, but absolutely real. And now everything starts to make sense. Everything is connected. If the team doesn't fix the core of the offensive line and defensive line, if Zion Johnson isn't a key piece in this rebuilding process, if the team doesn't achieve physical and tactical balance to enter the final battle of the season, then the team simply won't have enough ammunition to survive what's coming. If you've made it this far, fan, you've already realized the Chargers are about to enter one of the most important weeks of the year. The offensive line, injuries, and the playoff race are all connected, and the franchise's future could radically change in a few months. If you want to continue receiving exclusive news, in-depth analysis, and urgent updates like this, like now, this shows YouTube that you want more Chargers content and greatly helps the channel grow. And of course, subscribe so you don't miss any news, because the Chargers saga is just beginning.